Hello everyone. I I saw I saw the Jersey Boys about last Wednesday, and here's my main review for the film. Um, Essentially the story about this film is mainly about the band from the 1950s called the Four Seasons, and basically like these are all classic films that I grew up with and I truly loved and I really loved ever since I was a little kid up till now. And I'm gonna give you my analysis on the film. Okay, and on my way back from the town, I took down some notes. And I'm sorry if I come off really stilted or very odd with my mannerisms, which I'm sorry. But I'm just trying to make the best out of this. Alright, and so here's what I do like. Number one, there was a sense of this film trying a genuine effort. Like this isn't a movie where it's like totally worthless or it's totally deadless. It's like, no. This film obviously in its own sense had some genuine effort going into it, and they were obviously trying so hard within it too. And the three main actors of this band were generally, in my opinion, not half bad. They were actually fairly good. And the other thing that I also really liked about the film is that there's moments for the comedy where it does get very good at the comedy, and I do think it, at times for me, it gets very funny. I'm like, wow, that is actually very funny. And of course, I thought the ending was very good. Where I thought like my own view of the film going into it, I'm like, I expect it to be this whole rounded sense and aura type of feeling, type of musical, which I really like, and I thought the way the film ended, to me, was the way I wanted it to end, and I thought it was very good for doing that. And of course, the live performances in this film, when they were performing in front of like a real crowd, and when you saw it in the movie, they were excellent. I love those musical numbers. They were very good, and I loved them. I loved those to watch. They were very excellent. However, this is a film that has cluttered of problems. Number one, there is no consistency and no real arc in the film. By that, I mean like there's no real sense of a journey with them. There's no real sense of you evolve or you grow with these characters. Like first off, thankfully, it gives you the sense that it's in the 50s. I mean, thank you for pressing that. But it's kind of just like, alright, we're just in the 50s. It's like 50s builds up, and there's moments in their musical career where it shows highlights and low points. I'm just like, okay, but there's no real sense of it really going for a journey-esque type of arc. Like, you never really experience these arcs with the characters. You never really see them evolve. You never really see them grow as real characters. You don't sense that grow because there's no real focus on the main story on here, and I think that's extremely disappointing. And at points that it seems like the emotional input and the emotional reactions they have seems very stilted and very forced. Like we have seen this so many times in many other type of films. Why am I repeating it here? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The dramatic moments were handled very inappropriately. Like there's like really dramatic moments where there was make these very difficult decisions. Like, do I want to stay in this band? Should I get off the band? Should I quit? Should I stay home with my family? It's very hard decisions to make in the film, and they treated this like jokes. They crack jokes left and right, and it seems very odd, very inappropriate, and very off balance. And it seems very hard to really detach yourself from those dramatic moments and those comedic moments, and it's really hard for your mind to say, well, is it meant to be funny or not? Because they were handled very inappropriately. And the family problems seem so forced, and it seems so awkward, and it seems so dull, that to me it seemed like, I'm like, is this film even trying at this point? Because it seems so odd and so strange. I'm just like, it's not enjoyable with these side characters, because it seems like these are dilemmas we've seen before, and they're truly not done that greatly. I'm sorry. And Like, there's moments, like I was saying before, like in the beginning of what I don't like this movie is that there's no sense of the journey. There's no sense of arc. There's no sense of real story with it. There's no sense of that whatsoever. However, and I will say this: this film was directed by the Clint Eastwood, one of the greatest directors of all time. And I'll say this: in the modern films, like in the last 5 or 6 years, he's only directed very few films. And the last film that we know of by Clint Eastwood was J. Edgar, which I personally thought was okay, but there's a lot of similar problems with this film and J. Edgar, which I thought were very, very similar. However, I prefer J. Edgar over this film because I thought it was a bit more resentful, and I thought it was a bit more cleverly handled with the respect of the characters. With this film, I kind of thought they handled it a bit too inappropriately. And in J. Edgar, they would handle it a bit too realistic. And but overall, I thought this film was disappointing, and there was no real sense of journey and arc. There's dramatic bones were handled very, very poorly. And above all things, there's no real sense of arc or even story, which is, in a film like this is one of the biggest flaws you can ever do. I do admit, there is some things I do like about the film, which I do highly like, and that does keep the film off being totally crap, because this film is not saying anything bad, it's just kind of like a failed experiment. You know they tried, but in the end, it did come off very, very odd and very, very bad in a way. So overall, take this movie as you can make it to be. Either you like, tell me in the comment section down below either you liked it or didn't like it. Tell me what you thought of the film. I would love to see it. And above all, everyone, thank you for watching. And remember, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, stay strong. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, how do you like my new setting? This is just basically a brick wall I have in my house, so I thought it was a bit more cooler to have this as a background. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, like I said before, I'm sorry for repeating so much. Stay strong, and see you in the next review. Bye.